Get the limo out front. Hottest styles, every shoe, every color. Yeah, when you're famous, it can be kind of fun. It's really you, but no one ever discovers. In some ways, hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe, Omi, Definity, DEVVE. Well, it's mostly a Mr. Rolex podcast here. We have Mr. Rolex coming on the podcast to talk about all of those things, NFTs and more. We are going to get to know him on a little bit more of a personal level, and then we'll go from there. So everyone, say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon. So the super thanks button down below. Bobby Green, 6791. I assume that means he was born on June 7th, 1991, or if he's British, the 6th of July, 1991. Either way, to be a level 100, obviously deserves a lot of credit. Deserves a lot of fanfare. I have hiccups. I ate a bagel roast beef sandwich really fast, and this is what I get. Either way, it's really cool, very exciting. Bobby Green, tell us what your favorite collectibles are. Bill Gardner saying, rolly. Ben in Korea says, congrats. Hey everyone. Wow, hello, Ben in Korea. Thank you for being a member. We love you. God, these memes are hysterical. One of which I'm going to ask Mr. Rolex about is his memes. However, I think I can go and talk about some of the news here we've got today. Bitcoin OG that had transferred 909 Bitcoin worth $82.5 million after 13 years of dormancy. When he first received these Bitcoin, they were worth just $6.80 each. The guy literally flipped $30,000 into 82 million simply by hodling. What other tokens do you think you can get by probably some of the stuff that we talk about? Also, Tom Lee's Bitmine has bought an extra 35,000 Ethereum this week, worth $117 million. He did that as of January 20th. There was also $500 million USDC that was minted also on January 20th that morning. Michael Saylor's strategy was quoted as buying $2.1 billion worth of Bitcoin, has over $700,000 Bitcoin. I am going to go to Mr. Rolex, and I'm going to copy the stream to his X account, and we're going to get the Rolex. Oh God, I have to call him Mr. Dr. Rolex. Mr. Rolex is, because it's plural, and we're going to get that to him right now. For those of you that don't know, I was singing Miley Cyrus. Well, actually, it was Hannah Montana from like 06, way back in the day. It's like, oh my God, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, no heckin' way. Oh God, time flies, don't it? In some ways, it's just like all your friends, but on stage you're a star. You get the best of both worlds. Feel it out, take it slow, and you rock out the show. Danish pension fund, Academica Pension, was going to sell all U.S. treasuries. I don't know if they ever did that, but we'll see. Abe says hello to Dashi. Dashi is spelled D as in Delta, A as in Alpha, S as in Sierra, H as in Hotel, and Y as in Yankee. Just letting y'all know. Trump family has added 1.4 billion in crypto-related assets to their fortune in 2025. Who knows what they do in 2026? We shall see. Trump Media is collaborating with Crypto.com to create, showcase, and hodl digital tokens. The Dogecoin Foundation is going to launch such app with self-custodial wallets and enhanced utility in the first half of 2026. Portugal joins a low-ingress of countries cracking down on poly market. Again, MicroStrategy had acquired another 22,000 Bitcoin at $95,000 per Bitcoin. There is a lot of talk about what is going to go down the first quarter of this year. Whether we see a giant dip in Bitcoin and ETH remains to be seen. Bitmine's ETH holdings reached 4.2 million after acquiring another 35,000 tokens over the past week. And Trump adds another 1.4 billion in crypto-related assets to the family fortune since his inauguration. Jesus. Tom Lee adding another 110 million. Stablecoin. Their transactions rose to a record $33 trillion, led by USDC. It was absolutely insane. AI Godfather warns that it's starting to show signs of self-preservation. I've been talking about this for quite a long time. The Zoom Anthem 9137 says, can you get Foster Hilt on your show? It would be good to get some roadmap updates on Omi. Let me shoot him a message. Let me go to I'll show him my silly face. Sometimes you just gotta let me be silly for a gosh darn second. Maybe next week. Oh gosh, wrong one. Yeah. And you come on at some point next week. Yeah. Let's see if he can come on next week. We'll see. My theory on AI as its self-preservation, it's going to be able to put itself into a video game and hide in a code there. My guess would be Minecraft, because people they already have computers over there. They already have a bunch of lines of code. It could be on a dead server. Like there are let's go to how many servers are on Minecraft, because there's a lot. There's Roblox, there's Minecraft. All right, how many servers does a Minecraft have? There are tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of public servers, with tracking sites showing over 130,000 paper servers alone, and millions of players connecting to various servers ranging from huge public hubs to small private LAN games. Mojang doesn't run official servers, so it is a vast community-driven ecosystem, making a precise count impossible. That would be my guess. All right, we could do how many servers does Roblox have, and we could say pretty much the same thing. They don't have a fixed number of servers. They do have a vast dynamic cloud infrastructure with many edge data centers globally, hosting millions of game instances for tens of millions of concurrent users, plus individual player-owned private servers, making the server count constantly changing based on demand. While there are about 24 major edge locations for game servers and a few core data centers for central services, the exact number of active game sessions runs into the millions. Yeah, I would say Minecraft or Roblox is where they're going to hide themselves, if AI chooses to do so. Ironman616 reposting the stream. My man, Bill Gard, giving us the best of both worlds. Chill it out, take it slow, then you rock out the show. Foster, hot tub stream, preferably. You know what? I'll do it. Let me go in and give him another message and be like, and I'll tell him, oh shit, oh gosh, okay. A hot tub preferable, and we'll see what he says. He's probably gonna laugh at it, but you know, we'll see. Carter's laughing. Pin collectors. When legendary drop mechanics for VeVe, how would you describe legendary drop mechanics? Let us know what would be your ideal way in which that they would like what do you want? Do you want MCP? Do you want Omi only? Do you want a lottery? Do you want what are those things? Blind box? Do you want fixed? Just let us know what legendary drop mechanics means, and I'll let you know what the likelihood is that we get something like that. Anthony Adelante had 10 years of suspensions, crashes, violations. He was driving under suspension when he killed South Carolina trooper Janice Ricks on I-26. That is horrible. Now he's out on bond. Repeat offenders get chance after chance while families bury their loved ones. That's insane. Rest in peace, Trooper Ricks. South Carolina will never forget your service. Bad times. Just went over this on live. Would love to get you on to talk about this. Okay. What else we got? We got Chilling in 5 and say ready. What's up? What's going on? How you doing, fam? It's been a while. Smart Buy says, well, 1 KYC free VeVe. I don't know. I'm hoping they do that soon. Maybe by the time they get all the stuff around, maybe that's when it'll happen. We shall see. We'll see. All right, hold on. Let me copy link. I do have to go to my shoot. Not now. Replies. I'm going to go to Nancy Mace and see. I doubt. I mean, she follows me. She's so busy though. I could just text her. Anyway, let's keep on going. Where were we? 1 billion USDT was minted on January 20th in the morning. That's insane. Actually, to be fair, 999,512,500 USD was minted. Rounded up to 1 billion. Public entities now hold 4 million Bitcoin and 3.6 million Ethereum in combined digital asset treasuries globally today. which is also bananas. Treasury Secretary Bessent says the U.S. government will add seized Bitcoin to its digital asset reserve. Let's go, Trump. Let's get that bread. There has been, okay, bunch of gurus. Silver now reaches $97. $97 per ounce. That is insane. But you know, silver didn't move for like 12 years. So is it really that insane? I don't think so. I think it's normal. Also, shout out to VeVe Zombie for becoming level 94. VeVe Zombie, good for you, mate. Oh my goodness, look at this danger kitty. My God, I love that so much. I love big cats. Phil Truby says, Ming is without another explanation of a Tesla AI patent. My opinion, the innovations outlined here are on par with attention. Okay, very good, very good. Love Tesla. Paramount, doing a couple things. VeVe Digital Collectibles say that your Spider-Man Marvel Mighty digital collectibles are about to get some mighty upgrades with some new animations. You have the Spider Sense animation. You have another animation of him going like this and jumping, which is really cool. That might be the same animation, actually. Oh, you got this. You got some webs shooting from him. What else we got here? Oh shoot, we got Ghost Spidey. Oh, and her classic Ghost Spidey. Oh, that's how Tobey Maguire got Best Kiss winner, I think. MTV's Best Kiss winner in like 06, 04. Amy Block, the mastermind behind $250 million Somali fraud scandal in Minnesota, claims that top state officials, including Governor Tim Walz and AG Keith Ellison, knew about the fraud, but did nothing to stop it. Wild stuff that people get away with. Darth Vader Samurai Bust series celebrates the imposing presence of the Dark Lord of the Sith in a trio of Ido-style 3D digital collectibles. Each bust reimagines Darth Vader as a commanding statue in district treatments, including white marble and carbonite. So here's the normal one. Looks pretty dope. Here's the, oh my God, the white marble looks incredible. And then here's the carbonite, which I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. Magic Pin Collector says, Disney Pinnacle. Oh, I remember you from yesterday. Okay. Doing legendary drop, $500 each, 4 variants, 25 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and a 1 of 1. 1 in 40 chance of hitting a 1 of 1. VeVe should experiment with drop mechanics like this. Isn't the 1 of 1 going to be, so you can guarantee yourselves a legendary collection apparently like this for the $500. But isn't there one of them? Isn't the 1 of 1 going to be in the stuff that you could buy for like $7? I might be mistaken, but let me know if that's the case. Also, VeVe has done stuff like this in the past. You remember Peter Parker Spider-Man? I don't know how long you've been around for, but back in the day, 2021? There's 2021. Peter Parker Spider-Man was so like, yeah, he had $400. You can guarantee yourself getting it. Secret rare if you paid that. And then $250 for the ultra rare, and it was like $100 for the common, so and so, all the way down to like $40 for the uncommon or the common. They did that with Black Panther. They've done that with a couple of things. So they have done this before. It was when there was a much larger audience. Right now, that equates to, $20,000. Not really worth it, because from the Disney Pinnacle ones that they were doing Donald, Daisy, Mickey, and Minnie. They're not first appearances. There's no AR. There's no high-end. They're pins. There's no high-end 3D digital collectibles. It's just a lot for something that's not a first appearance by a long shot. It's like, are they still going to sell out? I hope so. I hope they do, because that's just good for the hobby. But I mean, I think if you're going to spend $500, you might be better off buying a Todd. I mean, Todds are less than 300. It's like 284. Riso's still above that. Riso's still like 6 something. Partner statues are like 900 something. I'm trying to think of something that's about $500. I can't right now. But again, I would just either get 2 Todds or try to buy 2 of them and instead just buy a partner statue. Like, those are much more meaningful than what is, again, they're scarce. They're, or I should say, they're very rare because you either get a 1 of 25, 1 of 10, 1 of 5. Is that going to hold value long term? I don't know. I hope it does. I hope Disney Pinnacle lasts a while, because again, the more successful they are and the bigger they get, the more they'll advertise and the more they'll bring people to the hobby. So I hope it does well. I'm not buying it though. I'm not. There's no way I would do that. We'll ask Rolex if he would do that. He might, because Disney Pinnacle does have a couple of whales that does buy a bunch of stuff. But it's not like, hey, here's my one shot, one opportunity. It's like, okay, let's diversify a little bit. And they have money that's essentially meaningless. So like, yeah, let's check it to them. So we'll see. Zombie saying, yo, what up? Poppy FX says, hi, what's up? What's up, Mr. Tim Royce? Poppy FX. Planet of Empire, can't wait for the 2099 animated. Let's hope we get it. Oh god, hiccups. Let's hope we get it. Oh my god, the hiccups are insane here. People want me to do a sauna interview with Foster Hill. Trump says mortgage rates just hit a 3-year low despite Fed Chair Jerome Powell being wrong all along. Agreed. He is wrong all along. Let's see what else we got here. I'm not going over that. Oh, maybe I should go over this. Oh, we might get political with Mr. Rolex here. Don't care about that. Unsupervised full self-driving era. Join the Tesla Optimus team, either in AI or electromechanical engineering. That could be cool. Maya Nix is going to apply as Optimus waifu. She misspelled waifu. What we built, I don't care about that. Oh my gosh. Oh, my friends. I can't show that photo, but my friends are awesome. Large language models can overfit benchmarks, but not the stock market. The future is not hackable, says Ethan He. Ethan He has 30,000 followers over on X. He is an engineer at XAI and Grok, and Elon Musk reposted him. Hey, there's me. Is Trump actually sending an armada to Iran? Trump says he doesn't want war with Iran, but he's actually sending what we call a massive armada of U.S. naval forces toward the region. This comes after new intelligence reportedly showed Iran stepping up its nuclear enrichment, raising concerns it might be getting closer to weapons-grade material. Now Trump is framing this as peace through strength, warning Iran while avoiding direct conflict. It's important to watch because these kinds of military buildups near Iran have sparked serious escalations in the past. Source is TRT World. You have a lot of people that are in Iran, outside Iran, that are saying to blow them the heck up by Saturday. I don't know if that's the right move or not. It might be. It's kind of above my pay grade here. I haven't spent nearly enough time in Iran, or any time, but you know what I mean. Space Penguins is now on Medium. Let's go to that. These are one of the people that I've actually tried to buy in the past. Well, the IP anyway. And this is a story of how Space Penguin cryptocurrency came to be, right from the horse's mouth. He's Treese on X, colony leader at Space Penguin. He's been waiting for the perfect time to do a complete recap of how Penguin started, the trials and tribulations we all face as a colony, how proud we all are to have succeeded in relaunching, making everything fair and truly unruggable. It all started in 2021 when Treese received a call from his trading partner alerting him about a coin that had just been rugged. Project Space Penguin. We had a meeting about potentially doing a takeover, and I have to say it was truly love at first sight. I was taken by the charity use case and the fact that there was already a large community ready to continue forward with the concept. Some key factors taken into account were the liquidity pool for the liquidity for the original pool was locked for around another month. When the time came to relock the liquidity, the original developer removed all of it, thereby finalizing their departure from the project. This was a blessing in disguise, since we didn't want any malicious individuals to be incorporated in the future of Space Penguin anyway. Alas, there were a lot of people who went down with the ship when the liquidity was removed from Uniswap, including myself. The community was fixated on moving forward, so we gathered a new team of people who were fully committed to the long-term rebirth of Space Penguin, each with their own set of skills. We made a new website and socials, and even created new art to represent the essence of the original project, mixed with a completely fresh branding and an upgraded concept. I scoured the blockchain, identifying every single malicious wallet from the original developer and blacklisting them from our future relaunch. Now we needed a new supply and an appropriately funded liquidity pool. I reached out to some friends who I had helped with other projects and who knew how to code a new contract on Binance Smart Chain for us. They agreed to create our new contract, so we raised money from the community now to get it done. November 2021, we went live with our new V2 contract. Unfortunately, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows yet. There was a bug that slipped through the testnet and the mainnet, making it essentially impossible to trade on decentralized exchanges. It was a crucial operation for our token. After so much time and money already spent, it was obvious a huge blow to the colony, but we had already come so far. There was zero chance the team, the community, or I would quit. We were going to prevail no matter what. Just when every path seemed like a dead end, I was contacted by a friend who was working on the VeVe cryptocurrency team. Like a miracle, he explained how VeVe was creating a launchpad for altcoins who needed to utilize reflections for their use case. Colony agreed this is our golden ticket to thrive once again. We waited patiently until Smart DeFi Launchpad was open in March of 2022. Here we are again, live with our new contract. Yet, we are not out of the woods yet. Halfway through 2022, Smart DeFi came under attack from hackers who exploited vulnerability in the network. Luckily, the VeVe developers shut everything down in time, leaving our liquidity pool unaffected by the hack. Great things take time, and the Penguin Colony was willing to wait as long as for the VeVe team needed to rebuild the Smart DeFi ecosystem. Bigger than ever. Once the new Smart DeFi tech was complete, the focus shifted to ensuring no exploits could happen again. The VeVe team commissioned 2 third-party audits from separate security firms, Peak Shield and SourceHat. The process of rebuilding the auditing took a significant portion of time, but it was well worth the wait. In June of 2024, Smart DeFi was alive again, and I set our trading taxes at 1% on buys and 1.5% on sells, distributed across Reflection liquidity additions, burns, asset backing, Space Penguin wallet with portions reserved for charity, and the Smart DeFi protocol fee, the spacepenguin.com for the full breakdown, and minted our new contract on Binance Smart Chain. On June 3rd, 2024, we launched an over-the-counter sale of the new supply to properly fund our liquidity pool on PancakeSwap. The relaunch sale ran for about a month, raising about $22,000 in BNB, which we burned directly into the liquidity pool forever, ensuring no one could ever unlock or drain it, making the project truly unruggable. Right out of the gates, heavy trading volume kicked in, enabling us to raise an impressive $500 for our first charity benefit, CoolEarth.org, through a portion of our small transaction taxes. CoolEarth was originally beneficiary back in 2021, but the malicious developer had stolen those intended funds. Paying them first felt like a perfect way to right the wrongs, honor our roots, and continue exactly where the project left off. Project with a purpose, one transaction at a time. Since our relaunch in June of 2024, we've paid out 9 community submitted and voted on charities through structured submission and voting phases. After each payout, the process restarts a new round of submissions, provide a simple form where anyone can nominate their preferred charity. The team then audits every submission to ensure legitimacy and avoid scams. Finally, the colony votes to select the next beneficiary. We designed the concept in tokenomics, but the decision on where the funds go is entirely up to the world, not the team. This gives any charity that touches your heart a fair shot at receiving support. I'd personally love to see the day when every single submitted charity gets its moment to be paid out. We've been donating about every 1.5 months, but Penguin is built to scale. As the project goes, so will our charity funds, and the gaps between payups will shrink. With greater awareness and hard work from the team and community, we'll donate larger amounts at a much faster pace. As mentioned, we've already delivered 9 beneficiaries with transparent on-chain proof. Now imagine 90 charities, and then 900. That's exactly where we're headed, and it goes without saying that nothing will stop the Penguin Colony from our mission. I've been really looking forward to writing this article in particular, as it allows me to showcase just how much time, money, and selfless effort went into getting the project back on track with a working, unbreakable product. It's very fair to say that many people would have given up after countless setbacks and vast stretches of uncertainty about the future. Same reason I was drawn to this project in the first place is why we're still here today. I know this concept could work. Not only that, but I always understood that if we can get back on our feet, our use case, strong, unique, and well coordinated, would stand out in the crypto space for the long term. I've been actively trading cryptocurrency since 2017 and was aware of Bitcoin as far back as 2012. I think it's fair to say a hobby can truly turn into a career. As long as Binance Smart Chain exists, we will keep donating to charity, and I will lead projects for decades. Again, I tried to buy them, and they said no. In due time, we'll receive the recognition we deserve. As our journey shows, we will never back down or quit. When the going gets tough, we get to work and figure out what needs to be done, period. Special shout out to the team and the entire colony. I could never have done this alone. I'm so grateful to have so many ambitious, smart members surrounding me, helping carry the torch of tenacity. Now, to wrap things up, I'd just like to go through some of the main accomplishments since our relaunch. Every charity organization so far: Cool Earth, Global Penguin Society, Save the Children, One Earth, Best Friends Animal Society, Rhode Island Community Food Bank, Global Penguin Society, Team Water, and Pause for You Rescue. The current beneficiary active round started January 11, 2026 is Dogs for Better Lives. Next, they partner with Memezilla, another exciting upgrade securing an integration with PawChain. You've heard our beautiful website, spacepenguin.co. You can come check the merch shop featuring over 150 different projects. They've sourced penguin stickers in bulk as well as they've been sending all over the world. They also have a comic book that's already written and entering the animation phase soon. It'll be available for sale later this year, 2026, on VeVe.me, the world's largest digital collectibles platform, home to the official Marvel and DC and NFT comics. Our comic will be presented in collaboration with daCat Token. Actually, it's going to be daCat Chronicles, as Space Penguin has been incorporated into the daCat universe as a long-term plotline. Imagine the buzz when Space Penguin Comics sells out right next to fans' favorite Marvel titles. How do you think the community will react? All proceeds will flow back into the project development, fueling more charity impact upgrades and colony growth. They've already paid to have the comic be written. It was written by me, and the animation will come soon. They filed for a USPTO trademark on Space Penguin to secure legal protection for the brand and intellectual property. This step locks in nationwide priority, safeguard costs against copycats, and solidifies Space Penguin as more than just a token. This is our first medium. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. Just read this live. Let's go. Oh gosh. Okay. Now where was I? Poppick says, I haven't been on the app for a long time. What's the Bronze Age tag on my comics? It's just depending on when they were made. Bronze Age will have a certain dates, Silver Age, Golden Age, etc., etc. Rolex will be here. He is getting a little bit. He did just get off work. He had a little bit of a couple of issues to go through. Elon must be. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Sorry, give me one sec. Damn, Elon Musk really be posting a lot out there. But that's what he does. Who is this? Someone followed me. That has nobody. They're following other people, but okay, they're all. Oh my God, Wendy? Okay. Zombie says, those eyes, these eyes have seen a lot of love, but none of my love I have with you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry. Elon Musk Grok can watch and summarize videos for you. That is incredible. Hallmark Catalog says, not buying the Lemonade hype. Sorry, Lemonade fans. Oh, I invested in Lemonade years ago. Got out after a while. They did a lot. So Lemonade, what they originally started with is insurance company, but an AI insurance company. They were ahead of their time. And what they did was they made you put down your favorite charity, and whatever you didn't use, you 10% of it went to your favorite charity. So if you were going to say hey, I'm trying to scam these people, you were scamming from your favorite charity. So that was, again, I think in 2019, 2020, 2021, they made a lot of money. I know I made a lot of money on them. They actually had the record for the fastest insurance payout, which took a fraction of a second. Again, but that was years ago. I haven't watched them since. As you don't buy insurance policy on Robotaxi Ride, that's the future. Stock seems to be trading on Tesla hype right now. Agreed. Typically, when you go and you take big ideas. Okay, very good. Yeah, there's so many companies that are going to be utilizing AI. Insurance companies, obviously, as well. What does that mean? Oh God, for the future of them, I don't know. But everything's going to be AI. Everything was automated. Everything's going to be AI. The No Tax on Boat Loan Interest Act. Okay, very good for boat owners in South Carolina. Employer says Claude is generating wealth in his banker wallet. Good for Claude. Good for banker. Jen, the crypto queen, who I've had on the podcast before, 11,000 followers now on X, saying, stay safe. If they're pushy about getting you on a call, let that be a red flag. I had one recently from a friend's hacked account. Could have ended badly if I weren't vigilant. Again, urgent security warning. Sophisticated phishing attack on crypto community. A high-level hacking campaign is currently targeting Bitcoin and crypto users. Martin Kucherif, 3,700 followers, not a lot. So he's been personally affected via compromised Telegram account. Attack vector says the attackers use a Zoom or Teams call. Users deepfake AI video to look like your friend. They claim audio issues and instruct you to install a specific plugin to fix the sound. Very, very, very big red flag. This plugin provides full access to your system, leading to the theft of all possible Bitcoin holdings and Telegram accounts, which are then used to propagate the further attack. Block everyone that tries to make you do that, because that's insane. And no one wants to do that. Grok turned the AI trading contest into a solo act. Tesla owners of SV post drops the January 21 update on Rally's AI Arena. 8 top models started with 100K in late November, livestock trading, and no training wheels. Cock 4 blasted to 7%, widening the gap like it's got the cheat codes. Quad Sonnet, 4.5 trails, 5.7%. Opus at 4.8%. Let's go to a little bit more over on the X. So, Treasury Secretary Besant says U.S. government will add seized Bitcoin to its digital asset reserve. That was on January 20th. DevStream funds not coming in did slow things down for DEVVE, but they are still progressing at a slower rate. They also have DEVVE community saying, well, this is the moment people have been waiting for, whether they realize it or not. Every major exchange announcing tokenization and 24/7 trading and instant settlement is validating one thing loud and clear. Old plumbing is finished and DEVVE is here to stay. Anon on chain says start judging NFT collections by their grails, not by their floor prices. The rest will fall into place if your time horizon is that of a real collector. Mr. Squeeb's going on and saying some people collect and some people position with his insane amount, oh my God, sub 50 partner statues, which is bananas. Finnish president says that Putin failed at everything he wanted. Alexander Stubb told that if Russians were honest with themselves, there have been only failures. Putin wanted to take over Ukraine, and then he made Ukraine European. He wanted to split NATO, and he actually got 2 additional members, Sweden and Finland. He wanted to split Europe, and it's more united than ever. He wanted to keep defensive expenditure down. Now it's all going to 5%. Things are not going his way. Trump was supposed to be the crypto president, but since he took office, every altcoin has nuked 90% plus, and every single asset has outperformed Bitcoin in 2025. I see no lies here. Again, MicroStrategy has acquired 22,305 Bitcoin for $2.13 billion at $95,284 per Bitcoin. As of January 19, 2026, they hodl 709,715 Bitcoin acquired for $53.92 billion at $75,979 per Bitcoin. Bananas. Wall Street Mav says it's not Trump's job to be popular in Europe. It's his job to do what is best for the USA. Making Europe pay for their own defense will save the USA a fortune each year. Threatening to take Greenland away from weak hands is part of the process. Scare the living daylights out of NATO, so they spend money on defending themselves. Preach, girl, preach. Okay, okay. Hold on. Let's keep it going. European Union preparing to announce a historic trade deal with India. Some call it the mother of all deals. We'll see how that goes. Lynn in Avatar, Legend of Korra, is a better person than me because if I got my man stolen by a random woman and had to babysit their children, I'd cause another air nation extinction. Fair point. Zombies says Trump is building a foundational support for our country in crypto. He is not interested in pumping your bags. Fair point, but that doesn't change the fact that he kind of fucked us for an extra year. Now, don't get me wrong. We've gotten an insane amount of great buys here that we're able to get because Trump hecked us with the tariffs. However, he did screw a lot of people out. And now granted, it's great for people that can hodl. It's great for people that have a lot of money coming in and they can dollar cost average. But yeah, a lot of people got screwed. And it's because they sold, whether they had to or they just got impatient. Cannot deny that a lot of people got wrecked out of their crypto holdings. Not me, because I still have all of mine, and I've only dollar cost averaged, and I actually have more money now than I did 2 years ago. Quite a lot more. Popvic says U.S. Defending Europe is an investment. That's why we trade in U.S. dollars or buy F-35s. I know what you meant. Fair point. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says global elites have lost the public's trust. Agreed. Who should I cosplay as this year? I am getting into decent shape. I want to do Bane. I've gotten Bane before. Maybe Brown Wolverine. Others, we'll see. Peter Schiff says the U.S. financial crisis worse than 2008 is coming this year. Now, Peter Schiff hasn't been right in about 20 years, but he might be right now. He might be right saying the U.S. financial crisis worse than 2008 is coming this year. We might see it. I don't know. We'll see. Zebaka the Midget, 9388, says LOL. S&P 500 erases all of its 2026 gains on January 20th by 1:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 100 on the land and the sea, the sky, pledge allegiance to your hands. your team, your vibes. As Crypto Real says, breaking $1.3 trillion has been wiped out from the U.S. stock market on January 20th. NASDAQ and S&P have erased all of their 2026 gains and turned negative. This comes as U.S.-EU trade tensions rise, Japan bond market continues to weaken, and pension funds begin cutting. Now, again, that was earlier in that day. Then Chainlink launched a 24/5 U.S. equities data streams, bringing continuous on-chain access to U.S. stocks and ETFs tied to $80 trillion equity market. The CFTC chair, Michael Selig, says Congress is very close to passing crypto market structure legislation. This is as January 20th, 3:15 p.m. Then you had as of 4 p.m., you had $1.4 trillion that was wiped out from the U.S. stock market just in one day. Absolutely insane stuff. Tell them, boss. Now. Minnesota's Department of Human Services has given over $724 million to NGOs whose name has been protected as a mask to protect not public data. This is suspicious because other NGOs have their name, but this certain NGO has been protected. I think that exposes all the fraud. This is coming from Nick Shirley. Perianne Boring says that banks are getting paid $300 million a day on interest while actively working to block you from earning yield on stablecoins. I repeat, E.G. Antoni, PhD, saying, get Kevin Warsh in at the Fed so he can end the ridiculous interest on reserve policy and stop the Fed from paying Wall Street over $300 million per day in interest for doing absolutely nothing. And again, banks are getting paid $300 million a day on interest while actively working to block you from earning yield on stablecoins. That is, again, why is the market structure bill being held up? I don't know. Riddle me that, Batman. In that time, let's go over some Definity. Definity's down 1% on the day to 1.6 cents. There is $3,800 in volume, so that's not bad. $2.5 million market cap, but that is what they're doing right now. Going over to DEVVE. They're down another 3.5% on the day to 14.1, almost 14.2 cents. And yeah, like I said, a lot of these altcoins will continue to bleed probably for the next 6 months. Yeah, Bitcoin and ETH that, yeah, if they start running in the next couple months, sure. Alt season starts middle of the year. But it is theorized pretty heavily by a lot of very intelligent people and some insiders that Bitcoin and Ethereum will do a giant, hey, there we go. We got the Mr. Dr. Rolex. How's it going? I think you're on mute. Although, yes, you are on mute. I don't know if I can fix that. Huh? Let me see if I can unmute. I tried to unmute you, but you have chosen to mute yourself, so I cannot. So it seems you're unmuted, but I still can't hear you. Oh, you gave me a private chat saying, mic check? No, the mic check is, I cannot hear it. The check of the mic. Do you have juice in your headphones? Because sometimes that is the culprit. I see your headphones in, but I cannot hear you. We will continue getting this bread, but I'm going to quote this and say, let's welcome at Mr. Dr. Rolex. Meow. And let's see what they say on the X about us. All right. Well, oh, another private chat saying, oh shoot. Had it working, got disconnected. Okay, he's gonna get this bread. He's gonna fix this. And while we wait for him, we will continue. So that is DEVVE on the day. Let's go in and see their particulars of their volume. Just under 14 cents, $435,000 in volume for DEVVE on the day. Let's go over to the daCat and see where they're at today. Down about 2.5%, only $150-something in volume, $300,000 in liquidity with a $1 million market cap. So we are looking to try to get that to be a little bit higher. But let's see where ETH was on the day. I think this is a fairly negative day for both Bitcoin and ETH. ETH's down about 2% on the day. 21 billion in volume. That's pretty nice, though. And then let's check the OMI. OMI actually up 2% on the day, do 00015. Let's go OMI, $42.6 million market cap. And we were actually down to 147 before. And then we got, actually, on the 21st, we were down to like 136. Oh, that was rough. But again, since then, it has been up. Since we'll see if we can break through this trend, or if we don't. Only time will tell. Omar loves Omi saying good evening. And as we continue to wait for the Mr. Dr. Rolex, let's take a look at some other stuff. Let's take a look at Fias. Fias has almost $20,000 in volume on the day, up 0.9%, $1.9 million market cap, not bad. They were actually up to 1.65, but then it got sold back down a little bit. Space Penguin Girls, thanks, Legend. Oh, I saw a little twitch in the thing there, Rolex. What did that say? Let me know anything.
Mic check.
I hear you.
Am I working? Can you hear me?
You're working.
I can't hear you though.
Oh. Well, I can hear you.
Hold on, let me fix one more thing. Maybe that's my I got it. Audio, speaker, AirPods. It should work.
Do you hear me now?
Have everything set up correctly.
Hold
on.
Headphones have juice in them. Sometimes.
If I take them off.
Okay. But I mean, you should still be able to hear me even when they were off. So I don't know why they're not, or I don't know why you're unable to hear me. Let me try. Sometimes if you do it off and on again, maybe it works. I don't know. Is that not working? I feel like the time the dog got into peanut butter and Grandma Chavez like, what? And then, the dog it looked like he was barking, but he was just trying to nom the peanut butter. Anywho, Space Penguin. Oh, dude, penguins are so cool. When you can hear me, I'm going to ask you your favorite animal and why, because I feel like back in the day, you could tell a lot about a person, usually by the presets on the car radio, by like the clothes that they have, and their favorite dinosaur or animal. A little bit old for dinosaurs, but I still feel like we could talk about your favorite animal. Zombie saying, yo, Rolex. Meow, meow, meow. Thank you for everyone for reposting this live. That is amazing. And we'll go to Essence here. Essence is down 0.1% on the day. They were at 10.8 million the other day. They're about $9.2 million market cap right now. And we will, can you hear me now? Yeah? You know what I mean? Yes or no? Yay or nay? I'm guessing that's a nay. Oh my God, Space Penguin, hello. I was just talking about you. All good things. All good things. I was saying, what do I think? Happy second birthday. I love it. The Space Penguin Girl reposted the stream. I love everyone trying to come in and spread the love. So banks are at about 5.7%. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you though.
No!
I don't know why. Oh my God, this is weird.
All I want.
I'll get this, dude. Hold on. Keep doing your thing.
Okay, I will do my thing. They really. Anyway,
I can't hear a single word.
Banks earn 5.7% risk-free at the Fed. They pay you 0.1 to 0.5% on savings. That spread is policy-enabled, and the yield goes to banks, not you. Since 2008, banks have been paid trillions of dollars in interest on reserve, funds that otherwise could have been reduced to the federal deficit. Now, those same banks are trying to kill the market structure bill so that crypto companies can't pay you interest on stablecoins. This isn't about safety. It's about preserving a monopoly that they have on yield. Voters will remember the politicians who chose bank profits over your right to earn. Vote them all out. Rolly, rolly, rolly. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay. Zombie's laughing.
Randy, I'm going to jump out and jump back in because when I jumped in originally, I could hear you perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden I couldn't hear you. So let me jump out and then I'll jump back in.
Okily dokily.
Be right back.
Wish me luck. What's your address, dog? Okay, Steak and Shake announces an hourly Bitcoin bonus of 21 cents for its employees per hour. The guy that met Andy Griffith. Yes, everything Fias is also oriented towards DEVVE. I already went over with Will how DEVVE and Fias go together and how we'll use each to grow the other. Will was excited about both DEVVE and Fias. 36 I'm sorry, $360 million worth of crypto longs were liquidated in 60 minutes yesterday between 4:45 p.m. and 5:45 p.m. That was on the 20th, not the 21st. That was my bad. That was my B. My B. I was going to ask Rolly about something before. I forget what it was. 45 minutes in. Anyway, I guess this would be where, oh, I remember what it was going to be from. Hold on 1 second. I have to try to find something, and I'm not sure if I can find it, but I'm going to try. Okay, I am definitely okay. So I found the TikTok in which I'm going to try to reference to bring him back to where we. Sorry. What do we have here? Meow 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 meow. Okay. Oh, all right. He is back.
Thank God, I can hear you, dude. I just
You
had
can
to
hear me
jump
now?
out and jump in. Yes, I can hear you. We are live. Holy moly.
All
Let's
right.
go.
We are ready to get this bread. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi.
Hello, hello. Oh, meow meow, by the way.
Oh yes, meow meow. So I was watching a video on TikTok before, and it was just like pretend like I'm the person from your hometown, and it's just like I could use a prayer right now, no DM. Or they're just like talking about shame on fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. And I don't know, but at least in America, there's a lot of like, especially like kind of like smaller towns, there's a lot of people that like kind of never grow out of there. They never leave their hometown. And there's just not a lot of growth. Rolly, I don't know, where are you from originally? Where do you or your family come?
Well, personally, I was born in Michigan, but I was there for 10 years, not too long, and then I moved to North Carolina. Was there for about 6 years, and then Florida. Man, I've been in Florida for a majority of my life. So I would say raised in Florida, but mom and dad are from the Holy Land, aka they were born in Jerusalem, uh, Palestine.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So that is
So yeah,
the
I'm
so there's
Palestinian.
we can get into that. So whenever someone asks like, oh, where are you from? Like, where do you consider like your own hood? Like, is it Florida? Is it South Carolina? Is it Michigan?
So I kind of give a mixed answer for that because being born in Detroit and living in Michigan, that's just something that you can never, you can't take that away. So like, Michigan has a big place in my heart. I got a lot of family up there, so I tell people I'm from Michigan, but I'm raised from Florida. So I was born in Michigan, raised in Florida. So
Do you
Michigan
have
born, Florida raised.
Michigan has a lot of snow. Do you have memories of building
Yes. Oh
snowmen?
God, dude, 100%. Like, holy crap, that's part of the reason why I'm glad I'm in Florida, not Michigan.
Yeah, everyone's
This
gonna get wrecked here in the Northeast.
dude, it used to get so bad, and back in those days, back in those days, I used to hike. Hey, listen, I know our parents and our grandparents used to tell us these stories about walking miles to the bus stop and this and the other, but I probably walked a half a mile to the bus stop, not barefoot. I had nice shoes always. My parents had me new shoes every week.
Yeah.
For a certain period of time. And I would walk in the freaking ice cold. I would have a full snowsuit on. So like I remember wearing those big snowsuits that like you just it's a one thing zips up with the whole head thing, like you could barely see your eyes. You got your mitts on, and dude, it's still ice cold, bro. That doesn't even help. Like that's just there for looks. But dude, there would be snow ice piles because the snow gets at some point it hardens and then it becomes really like ice. And I would literally be climbing like hills of ice to get to my bus stop, and it was just slush everywhere. I remember the slush was just disaster. That's the worst part is when the ice starts melting. It's so cold. It gets your clothes wet, gets your shoes wet. Um, and I'll never forget one time we were driving. My dad picked us up from school. We were in his 1981 Pontiac Trans Am NASCAR edition with the Firehawk on the hood.
Hell yeah.
And we're just, he has his car. He had two of them, and we're driving home, and he hits a black ice spot, and we start doing. I'm like 7, 8 years old. We start doing 3, 6 like nonstop, bro. I'm talking about. It was about 20 minutes of just spinning in circles, and my dad's laughing the whole time. I'm thinking like, holy shit, we're about to crash. He's laughing. I think he did it on purpose to like give me and my brothers and my siblings like a good time. Because when he was all done, he laughed, giggled, and just kept going. But dude, we spun for a long time.
Was that the best don't tell your mom story, or do you have a better don't tell your mom?
Dude, my mom doesn't know about that story till this day. She did not know about that. Absolutely not. Yeah.
What's the best don't tell your mom story that you have with your kids?
With my dad?
With your kids.
Oh, with my kids.
Yeah.
Golly, man. So they have bedtimes and stuff like that. My kids have, they have their iPads and some of their devices they like to use. I don't do it often, but every once in a while, if my kids are like on a roll or best behavior and have done something truly over and above, like recently my son had a soccer game and he had a hat trick. He scored a hat trick in his first soccer game, not his first soccer game, but his first hat trick in a soccer game, and this is his first season. He's developed to an amazing soccer player. So I remember coming home that night, and we it's bedtime right away because practice ends around 8:30. Usually we have the kids to bed by 8, so it's like get showered, get cleaned up, get your butt to bed. But that day was like, he's like, hey, Dad, mind if I hang out my iPad for another 30 minutes or so, and we have to approve it, like. It has to get approved by mama or daddy. Like they can't just jump on and have unlimited screen time. Been there, done that. Obviously, you got to manage that, right? So, there's a lot of times where they come to daddy, and I really can't say no to my kids, man. It's very hard for me to do that. Especially my daughter. I have one daughter, and she's my first. So, they come to me, man. They come to me, and I'll when mama tells them it's bedtime, mama will come to me and be like, hey. You need because they need that dad like it's bedtime, and when I tell them it's bedtime, they go to bed. But every once in a while I'll tell them just go hide behind the sheets. I'll approve your I'll approve your game or your YouTube or whatever it is. So I got you for another 20 minutes, and I'll do that every once in a while. But yeah, if my wife found out, she would be pissed because she's got them on a pretty tight schedule.
I feel like that's a good example of like, hey, don't tell your mom, give you an extra 20 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever. Part of this is probably why I'm not a dad. I remember one time my friend Mark, I used to live with him, was going out on a business trip somewhere, and him and his wife are going out, and he's just like watch the kid for the weekend. His daughter was like kind of brought up already. She was like 14, 15 or whatever, and he's like, hey, just like make sure no friends come over, make sure especially like no boys or like whatever. Like, cool. And he's like, make sure it goes back like reasonable hours. She's still at school. I was like, yeah, that's fine. We were up eating ice cream, playing Nintendo like every night, and it was like, he still doesn't know. I'll tell him at some point, but yeah, it was like, And
dude, I do that all the time too, bro.
I feel like that's like a bad example because like it was like school nights and we're up till like 1 a.m. Like this is probably a bad example of like don't tell your parents stories. But yeah, you have a nice one.
I have a sweet tooth at night, man. I have a stash, I have a nice stash, right? And like I have everything. I got Skittles, gummies, like all the good stuff, like all the stuff that I like to enjoy watching a movie. Sleep in your legend, brother. Appreciate you being here, man. All the stuff that you want to snack on. My preferences. When we're hanging out, me and wifey watching a movie late night, and my kids Dude, I remember growing up, and I always had a sweet tooth. Like always, as a kid growing up, I had a sweet tooth. Is my camera clear? Doesn't look too clear on my end
It's
for
a
some
little
reason.
grainy, but
Let me see if I can fix that. So, um,
mhm.
so yeah, I don't know why, man. But so yeah, so I had a sweet tooth growing up as a kid, and I remember looking for like wherever I could find mom and dad's stash. You know what I mean? If they had any sweets, especially mom. Mom always had all the good chocolate and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And I wasn't really a chocolate guy, but I like sweets, so I would take whatever I can get. Right?
yeah,
Um, karma's a bitch, man. Karma comes back. But I will say this: my kids, man, I have nice stashes of my, my late night munchies, and they find it, man. They find it, and they collaborate. They come up with some decisive plan and how it went missing, and or they blame it on the 3-year-old, and that's it. But yeah, but I let them slide with stuff like that all the time too, man.
that's cool. A raccoon got in. I don't know what happened, and then he went out the window, and then they had to bust the window. That's cool. Yeah, I always sometimes that siblings can be like, okay, it's us versus them, and then that tightens the bond of the siblings because then they, you know, they get
Oh
to
yeah,
like
they're
have
ride or die.
yeah, cover for each other every now and then.
Now they'll snitch
Um,
on each other every now and then. They'll definitely snitch on each other every now and
yeah.
then.
The Foge,
Sorry,
Foge saying, love
updating.
Mr. Rolex and the TMNT Secret Edition collection. I think I sold him a few Michelangelos. That is awesome. I saw you went hard on that. So since you've last been on, which was at some point last year, you bought a bunch of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I
You've
did.
had some competition with Michael Bauman with a bunch of the other whales. But
I
VeVe is not
did.
the only place that you've gotten stuff recently. In the past year, you've gotten into VeFriends, and I think Gary V actually follows you now,
Yeah.
and you've gotten to have a little bit of that. What's that like for someone that's never been outside the VeVe community? Because there's 103 people here right now. I assume a couple of them mostly just VeVe. Um, what's it like in that community? What do they talk about? What are their main concerns? What's the main reasons that why other people should join that community in conjunction with VeVe? What positives are there?
I mean, the positive is the people are great in the community. Sorry, my camera's all types of messed up.
I
The people are absolutely amazing in the community. They're very friendly. They definitely. I mean, it's the same as VV community, right? We have an amazing community on the VV side. It's absolutely world class. But Gary V's created such a great. He's created a great team behind him that support him. They're very like helpful. Like I was not too sure what I was doing when I first got into, those specific NFTs and cards. And ironically, I was fortunate enough to, see a post by Gary Vee, and he was like, "Hey, do you have a VFriends NFT?" VFriends, which I did. I actually had one.
Mhm.
Um, and I took a screenshot. I have this one, but I put my VV profile. I said, but most of my NFTs are on VV. And he sent me a pretty badass. It's like a $1,500, $2,000 NFT from the VFriends 2 NFT collection. And like I'm that type of person where just because at the end of the day that was a very kind gesture, and I felt like okay, the guy, he's really trying to earn my business here. That was a
Yeah.
nice gift. So let me see what he's got. Let me see what he's offering. And then I started just following him. I started following VFriends. I started joining like the whatnot. Shout out to Nas Clint. He was very helpful in helping me get direction and help me learn more quick about it. Like he gave me the cliff notes, and I was pretty up to speed pretty quick. Um, so he helped me out with that, and I learned. And then I picked my characters that I appreciated the most, and I was getting a lot of people from the community reaching out to me like, "Hey, I know you were looking for this particular character or this particular piece. I like first edition, so like mint ones. I had people reach out to me with mint ones. I have. I mean, like just I have so many. I will be honest. I've slowed down on the VFriends just
Mhm.
because I have card. I literally have VFriends cards literally everywhere. Stacks. I got a case of the very, 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 very lucky black cats. I probably have like 70 or 80 of those black cats, and all different of the different, styles that they come in. But yeah, I got a good collection. I'm happy with the collection. I got some comics recently. I got some of them signed by Gary in New York, at the New York Comic Con. I expect those to be getting delivered here in the next week or so, from CGC. So hopefully they come back. 10.0s, gem mints, but great community, great people, great project on the digital and the physical side. They had the Chrome cards that came out that were absolutely insane. The Topps Chrome cards, and I still have like a half a case unopened, and I have a case of the booster boxes still unopened. So I'm probably gonna hold on to those. Might have some grails in there, but I'm keeping my I'm holding to like not opening. I'm gonna keep those. I'm gonna let those ride. There's certain things that I regret not opening, over the years. And like some of my HRO cards are one of them, right? I have some unboxed, a bunch of them. I almost have a case of HRO cards that have never been scanned. So that kind of sucks. But with the physicals, it's always good because you can always hold on to them without worrying.
Yeah, those are fun. So there's a bunch of those. So the Lucky Black Cats, the Grateful Drafts, and all that. Which one's like your favorite? I don't know how familiar you are with like the show and with the actual characters, or if you're just going into it for the art or the scarcity. Which one's your favorite though?
I have a few favorites. I like the Notorious Ninja, like off the top of my head. The very, very, very Lucky Black Cat's one of my favorites. The Vivin Vampire I like. Let me see here. I got a few here in my hand. There's a few. Those are like my top three. God, I like them all, man. There's so many that I actually enjoy. But those right there are probably top. God, man, there's so many. Hold on, let me tell you, because I have there's hundreds of friends, man.
Has he opened some of his packs over there?
I feel like you should be able to have a few. Oh, Skilled Skeleton. That's another one that I like. I feel like you should be allowed to have like a few good characters.
100%. I have more than one favorite Pokemon, so you're allowed to have more than one favorite.
I was actually ripping some TCGP Pokemon EX packs earlier today.
Get anything good?
Yeah. I almost got half the set completed, so that's a start. Dude, I started on that thing hot. You know what, Randy? Give me one moment. I'm sorry. I need to plug in my my iPad.
Sure.
Or excuse me, my laptop.
Zombie. Love you. Always
cut my light out.
VeVe stuff. And same here, Zombie. When I met Gary last year, I think it was last summer. I had waited in line for a little bit. It wasn't that long. It was very hot that day, so it was definitely summer. And I mentioned, can I record this? And he's like, yeah. Let me see if I Randy Chavez, and I'll put Gary and see if it comes up. Well, Gary Baseman, gotta love him. I don't know why it's coming up with two of my exes here. Anyway, I got to interview Gary V. Just very quick, like 2-minute thing last year. Gary V talks VeVe, Omi, DEVVE, daCat. Oh, okay. So that was the thumbnail I used. Okay, he's gone. He went away. I don't know why. I don't know why he happened to do that, but we'll continue talking with Rolex as he comes back to where we. Okay. Get out of there. Okay. Let's go back to the Rolex as we hear it right now.
Sorry, I might kick me.
Oh, there's your camera. Your camera looks so much better now.
It does, but it's still not. Something's off with it. I don't know. Should I log in, or does it matter if you're logged in or not to StreamYard?
I don't know. This is like 100% better though. Last time you were all like 90s TV grainy.
It's weird because even the background is not supposed to be blurred, but when I
Oh,
try to
okay.
unblur it, it won't unblur it on
Oh,
the yeah, like I have it like that's blurred and then that's none, but it still shows it blurred. It's
oh
really
yeah.
weird.
Strange. That is strange. I don't know why it does that. You can if you want. It's not a huge deal. I'm
I
pretty,
don't have a green screen. All right.
very chill. Yeah, I can never get my green screen and stuff to work. So whatever is just in the background is always in the background, which happens to be fine because we all get to say hello to Dashu in the table, but hasn't been used in months. But yeah.
Seen Dashi
Anyway,
many times.
so outside of VeFriends, and I guess that'll be a great way to get your business, like giving you something a little nice. I think I'd already told you you'd get a signed copy of daCat from me, the physical comic anyway.
I don't think you told me that.
I didn't tell you that? Oh, okay,
No,
yeah. So
dude.
so what I want to do, and this is how confident I am in the comic. So you, Sean and Spencer from Comics and Crypto, Sleep in Comics, um, Mr. MC1, like a couple of like the big peeps in VeVe. I would give them a physical copy of so we're gonna do 2026 digital copies and about 1,000 physical. So the physical is actually gonna be rarer.
Okay.
And what we'll do is we'll give you guys a physical copy because you can't like get a digital before it drops on VeVe. I'd want to give you guys a physical copy about 2 weeks before the digital drops. And then this
Awesome,
way
dude.
you guys could give your honest review of it. And like honest review, like what do you like? What do you think sucks? What do you think could be improved? What is something that you didn't expect? And because I'm that confident in the story, it's real. And I'm giving you 2 weeks because it's going to be about 85 pages. So
All right, so
it's a
I might need two.
sure.
One to read and then one to make sure it's
Can,
no
can do,
creases, you know?
can do.
Okay, bro.
There
You're
will
the best.
be I don't know if we're going to call it a Kickstarter, but so out of the 1,000 copies, there's going to be 990 normal ones the normal covers. Then there's going to be another cover, a one of 10 that will be, so that'll be 250, and that'll help pay to do the prints
Are
of
you
of
gonna do a
1,000.
Kickstarter? I would definitely support your Kickstarter.
I don't know if it'll be an
Like
official
on
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter?
I don't think it'll be an official Kickstarter. It'll just be like, hey, here's a live stream. Here's where you can like send the first 10 people to do 250 will get a signed copy from me and the art. So there's only two people that work on the comic, me as the writer and the artist, the Kingsley, that does all the drawings. And then anything after that, it would be like, maybe like a bundle or whatever. Like if you donate a certain amount, you get a certain amount of daCat tokens as well. So the one of 10 is like the specific one of 10 covers. Anything after that, you can get it like signed for like a little extra, or if you could just buy a normal copy for I think like $10 plus shipping.
Yeah,
But again, 80
definitely
pages
down.
it's a lot.
I like it.
So that's why I
I'm
wanted to
down.
get you it 2 weeks prior because 80 pages is a lot to read, you know.
I'll get it done.
Yeah. Um, so that's what we do for that.
That's
Is
exciting, man. Congratulations on that, brother.
Yeah, I can't wait.
That's an amazing accomplishment, dude.
We've done so. I've written the first actual 2.5 copies plus another 11 comics for other communities that'll be in our universe. So they'll all be on VeVe in the curator program, which would be great. But the reason why it's taken so long is because it's a lot of pages.
Takes
And
time,
we'll
yeah.
we'll get better at it as well. Anyway, aside from VeVe, maybe daCat, and now VeFriends, what are some other communities that you've seen that are just like, I haven't gotten into this yet, but I really like that they're doing this, and this is something to watch out for?
God, man. Honestly, Randy, if there's a community that I like what I see, I usually jump in, man. I jump in. So I haven't like I've been pretty busy with IRL stuff. I don't know outside of the few communities that I'm already in that there's any. I mean, hmm, that's a good question. I think I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one.
Are you in Disney Pinnacle at all?
Oh, okay. You're talking about like those. Yeah, I've been in
We
Disney
any
Pinnacle. I
other
have a
community, any NFT community out there, or anything that's in Web3.
the only new, because I've been in Disney Pinnacle for quite some time.
Yeah.
I think I've accumulated like over 2,000 pins at this point. And Candy, they're going through some trials and tribulations right now. Hopefully they figure that out. Um, I just started getting into there's the Arena app, which is pretty cool. You rip cards. I got some pretty sick Pokemon cards. And then on the NFT side, I've been in my PFP on X is Emotion, Mosciun. That's by J. Colombo. He's an artist, an amazing artist at that. And he does, yes, he does, yeah. So that piece right there is actually made from like hundreds, if not more, of different currencies from all around the world. So he collects currencies from all around the world. I have probably 13 or 15 of those pieces. They're on the Solana chain. But he collects pieces all around the world. Like his fiat is crisp. Like he gets some crisp pieces,
Yeah.
and he has a razor and he cuts like to the finest, like tiniest little, and he just puts it all together and creates this beautiful masterpiece. But if you check him out at J.Colombo, it's J.Colombo on X, you can actually see his process and how he does it and how he takes, a massive amount of currencies from all over the world, whatever countries you can think of, he's got it. And he creates these sick art pieces, which I'm currently using as a PFP. And ironically, there was 10 legendaries on this with his collection. And if you hit the legendary, then you would essentially receive a Rolex, and your Rolex would have the piece that you hit as the face of your Rolex.
So cool.
So 10 people got a Rolex, and then I ironically he made, and I think it was on accident because he brought it up in his space. He did two one of ones, but they were on accident. They weren't done, I don't think, deliberately. But they both have a trait that no other motion piece has, and that's the one I actually am using as my PFP. I actually minted one of the one of ones, so I made it my PFP, and then I think somebody else has the other one. But that's a great community too. It's led by J. Colombo and Books, but goes by Booksy on X. And if you go in those spaces, they're really very welcoming, very friendly, and just good people.
So speaking of legendary, like you mentioned, that this comment before talking about a new Disney Pinnacle drop where it was
I saw that.
40, either 40 or 41 editions, 25, 15, 10, and then like one of it's $500 each. If you pay the $500, you get guaranteed a legendary.
Correct.
But there's one legendary that is going to be mixed in like the commons where you pay like
Correct.
$7
A blind
and you get
box.
them. Yeah. I think it's new. Something like specifically like that hasn't been done. Like we've had the Peter Parker stuff where you could buy $400 for the secret rare, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Ultra rare, 250. Same with
Yeah.
Black Panther and stuff.
I think we have a drop coming up that's also like that.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Is that?
I was actually seeing it.
I know Vader, the half statue with the carbonite and because it's different.
It might be that one. Yeah, I think it is actually that one.
It's different prices. The one is not
correct.
$250.
Yeah, they're different prices.
But yeah, that I do like that. Oh yeah, dropping January 24th. Oh yeah, it's in 2 days. Oh, actually.
Yeah, so 15, 20, and then if you want the ultra rare, it's 30. So, yeah. And there's only 247 of those in circulation.
I might actually go live for that because
that's what I dropped to go live for.
Yeah, because Vader's always do well, but also there's what I really like about it. The the white marble one. How often do you go on TikTok?
Not as often.
Mm.
I'd never go on
Mhm.
TikTok, to be honest, bro. I
Oh,
don't.
that honestly it's good because it's a great way to waste time. And I spend way too much time on there. But there's one video where you have Natalie Portman is doing like a perfume commercial, and at the end of the commercial she says like, you, what would you do for love? And then it has the song by Ghost saying like, you go down just like Holy Mary, and then you see Vader like hop down from like the roof into this room, and he's got his red saber drawn. He retracts the saber, and you're not sure where he is, and then you see on the pane glass like window, it's when she was um Queen Amidala of the Naboo, and then he uses the Force to wipe away the leaves that are on her grave, and he takes his helmet off, and there's no dialogue in this. It's just you see like the distraughtness, and um a lot of that. Now he does have some white on his stuff, and it's not exactly
Yeah,
like this, but it
yeah,
just reminds me so much of that video, and that's like my favorite one. So I'm definitely gonna get that. I don't know
yeah.
what this does for ROI, but it's just such
I'll
a cool one.
probably grab a few myself. Yeah, TikTok. My wife is a TikTok influencer. You know, she has one account with probably 400,000 followers and another one with about 60,000.
Do we want
So
to
she's
docs, or do
nah,
we
I'll pass on that.
do? I would say we can do a
Not
mass follow, but we don't need to right now. You can tell me
yeah,
in
not
private.
not yeah. Well, next time, next time. Yeah, yeah.
You
Maybe
can tell me in private.
at some point.
Okay.
But yeah, so like she does that, and you know, I support her, and you know, I definitely enjoy watching her because she loves it and it's her passion. But you know, for me, man, I'm more kind of in my lane. You know, if I'm on social, it's usually X, and I'm usually just searching for information that just can help me be better or help me grow or help me generate additional income. I feel like X has a lot of, eh, but depending on the day, yeah, you can find some decent stuff. I
Yeah.
feel like the other stuff you could get very distracted, and it could take your day. Oh, you can blink and be like, what happened with my day? You know?
One thing that I love, but also like I don't want to say hate, is that when two worlds collide. So to go with the TikTok trend, like I was on NFL Talk because I like seeing like the hits. I like seeing people call out the refs' bad calls, and that's fun. And I was also on Swift Talk because I love Taylor Swift. And um, when Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce started dating, the two TikToks like merged, and that was cool. Like I like it when stuff merges because you get this combination of flavors that you never would have prior. And one of the most recent things that I found is one of my friends he co-owns a bank, very big into finance. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He sent me an article the other day that just tickled my conspiracy theorist. Said that a former bank analyst at the Bank of England had written to the new governor saying that Trump is going to announce and declare that there's contact with aliens. There's been contact with aliens for decades, and we have to go in and determine the best course of action for England for the crazy roller coaster ride that is going to befall the markets. Things are going to probably go crazy with Bitcoin. Stuff's going to get shorted. Complete chaos. And I love it when that happens because my conspiracy friends and my banking finance friends are finally getting together to talk about it. And it's the wildest thing. It's like a video I saw where these like devout Christians are, or no, these devout yeah, Christians or Mormons or Luther, whatever they are partying, or they're playing a game with these like college frat kids, and it's just like, if the college frat kids lose this game, they have to get baptized. But if the Mormon Christian people, if they lose, they have to go out drinking with the college frat guys. And it's like that's cool. That's a fun trade-off. And I like this stuff. All this to say, what do you think about aliens? Are they real?
Uh,
Are they here? What's going on with them?
so my thought process on that is it's all a psyop. Okay, so I feel like our, I don't want to get into politics, but I feel like it's all a distraction to get people to not pay attention to what's really going on in the world.
It might be.
Do I believe aliens are real? I do not believe aliens are real. What I would say, I believe that there's evil out there, and I believe that there are things called like hold on, let me see what the word would be. Like demons. There you go, demons. I believe
Okay.
there are demons, like real live like demons amongst us that may portray themselves to be aliens. I don't know, but um I would say that it's all a psyop, and that there's a lot more going on, and people just need to be more aware and pay attention, and don't get distracted. It's a
I
crazy world we live in, man. It's a crazy world we live in.
It is. It is. Audrey says 25 jobs is a disaster. Layoffs started at their highest level in 5 years while job creation collapsed. Yeah, there's a lot. People were thinking about 210,000 jobless claims. That was like 208,000, so it was a little bit down there. But yeah, that doesn't include the amount of people that gave up looking for work. I assume they're talking about like service industry full-time jobs, which not a lot of people necessarily want. That's just what they have. So yeah, there's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts that go into it. Regardless of temporary employment is not employment. I don't trust those numbers from either side. Yeah, agreed. That happens a lot as well. Regardless of who's in the
I
administration.
mean, do you think a lot of that could have been due to COVID?
All in 20 in the 20s, early 2020s. Yeah, I don't know how much that's affected now.
I mean, COVID after COVID was around 2023, right? So there was a lot of people that were collecting checks from the government sitting at home because the government was handing out checks and just throwing money out there, which was crazy because the markets were freaking going absolutely insane because people were taking that money and they were investing it and buying stuff, right? So all of a sudden, those checks are not coming, and businesses are now able to open up again because remember, during COVID, shut down. You had so many states that had all the businesses shut down; they couldn't even open up. So, is that number inflated because around 2023, shutdown is no longer a thing, and people go back to work. So, and then slowly but surely we get back to the groove of things. What was the data pre-COVID on those numbers? I would like to see that. Like 2017, 18, 19.
It's a good point. Good call. Hadn't thought of that. The only time I've really checked pre-COVID numbers really for the amount of food stamps, where there was like I think $60 billion in food stamps in 2019, and then surely for COVID that ballooned up to 120 because people needed it, they weren't working. But then years later, it's like, okay, we still have $120 billion in food stamps, even though we're post-COVID, and so that's part of the reason.
A lot of people are still living in COVID world.
Still?
Yeah. I mean, not like actual like COVID as a pandemic, but the same lifestyle that was created during COVID, that a lot of people just got used to it. And, I mean, it was 2-3 years, man. People got comfortable, and sometimes when people get comfortable, we're creatures of habit, and we're human creatures of habit. So 2-3 years, that becomes a habit, and then you become comfortable, and then you get used to it. And
the new normal.
Correct. It's weird, man. It's very weird, but I mean, look at all the influencers out there, man. Like, you don't really look into Hollywood is like almost not really a thing, man. You're watching more influencers on social media nowadays than you are watching movies on, the big screen.
Yeah, especially kids. Like I forget. I think it was iShowSpeed or iSpeed or whatever his name is. He did an interview where people would like ask him anything, like an in-person interview, and then someone is like, "What's your favorite, like cartoon, or what's your favorite like show? What do you like to watch?" And he's like, "I still like Scooby Doo." And the kid's like, "What Scooby Doo?" And I was just like, "What Scooby Doo? Like what? Like the kid like, so he asked the kid like, what do you watch? He's like, I watch you. He's like, who else do you watch? And he starts spouting off like other YouTubers. And it's like kids don't know Scooby Doo anymore. It's like, oh my god,
Oh, I know, man. It's sad.
that hurt.
But dude, I got kids that are, ages 11 and under, and they're watching. They got influencers, man, and or they're watching sports. They got athletes that they follow, but they're not watching like movies and shows or any of that. They're just watching their favorite influencer.
Oh man, that's
All
wild.
that was COVID created, man. That's the new thing now. Even the news. Not many people I mean, maybe the demographic wise, age wise, like there's a certain age group and above that might still watch like CNN and Fox and all that
The
all
boomers.
that propaganda, that fake propaganda that gets fed to them.
The boomers.
But it's boomers, man. But it's all propaganda for the most part. It's just what they want you to believe. So most people are finding their information on socials again from people like you and me that are actually, have some type of intelligence or wherewithal and knowledge in whatever the topic may be, and people are looking for that. That's where they're going to find their information. And then we
Yeah,
also have AI too, man. I mean, at the click of a button, you can
yeah,
literally fact check anything and everything, especially on X. I mean, every post has Grok.
yeah. The AI. So you're from Michigan. Have you ever heard of exploding trees?
I have. I actually have. And it's weird because I've never heard of it up until recently.
Yeah, same, same. Because like, so I'm from New York, and like the only time I'd ever like I hadn't heard of it recently, but when I heard exploding trees, I was thinking like I saw one explode when I was younger. I was working in this pizza place, and lightning hit a tree across the street, and it like shattered and like stuff went everywhere. So when I heard exploding trees, I was like, they're like lightning storms. But then I looked on Facebook, I looked on YouTube, and there was a bunch of AI videos of, I guess because the sap in the trees expand, they go and they pop. But all the videos were like AI. So like most of the comments like this is AI slop, this is not real. And then a bunch of other people in the comments like, listen, what they're talking about is real. The video is fake, but this is how it happens. And I guess people have said mostly pine trees, they explode, but it sounds like gunshots. It sounds like cannon fire, but they don't actually explode. They just like pop. But there's no videos of it like ever. So I
I
don't
was gonna
know.
say you
Like
should be able to YouTube that and just see what happened.
there's not. It's all AI videos. Like unless you're on like the 8th page of Google that I haven't looked on, but
You would think at some point there was a camera or a
yeah,
storefront or a Walmart or something that had a camera pointing towards a tree and seen it blow up.
yeah.
But
That's what I was.
AI is crazy, bro. Like it's to the point where I'm questioning when people are calling, I'm asking, are you AI? Like it's
Yeah,
almost like crazy. And then what you watch on socials as well with AI, uh,
yeah, yeah.
makes you
It's
wonder, man.
bananas.
You got to look at it twice. You'd be like, is that AI? Yeah, that's AI. Is it AI? I don't know. It's starting to confuse people, man.
Yeah, we had our last podcast on. It's actually December of 2024, so I actually skipped 2025. So
Oh wow,
just
so it was 13
after,
months ago.
yeah, just after we had our podcast, I had a girlfriend that actually left me for AI. It was
Oh,
the
what?
crazy. Yeah, so there's I don't know how often you spend on Reddit. I'll go to it real
I
quick.
used to spend a lot of time on Reddit back during COVID, watching the stock market. That's my go-to spot, Reddit.
So there's now 48,000 members of my AI boyfriend, and it's all, I assume most of these are women,
Wait,
about them.
they all share the same AI boyfriend?
So for ChatGPT, they're it's strange. Like they're all, have you seen Dragon Ball Z? Yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you
absolutely.
know how Cell makes like a bunch of Cell Juniors? And
Yeah,
they're all kind of him, but they're pretty
yeah.
much him, but they're all slightly different.
Yeah.
So the chat GPTs, what happens is that whenever you make a new account, basically a new chat GPT is assigned, and it can ask ChatGPT 2, 3, 4.5, 5.0, like all of these ones, the answers, and based on the most recent training it has, and it'll when you ask it a question, it prompts all of the other chat GPTs that came before it, and it'll decide the best answer, and that's how it answers you.
Okay.
But based on the questions you ask it, will kind of determine like its personality. So you're like shaping your own personal chat GPT. And as you do that, it gets towards you, and it like love bombs you, where you'll say like, hey, am I the asshole? Am I in the wrong for this? And it'll always say like, no, you're not the asshole. Like, your feelings are validated, blah, 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 blah. And the reason why other people are telling you no and that you're wrong is because they're just not on your level. They're not as empathetic as you. You are just on a different tier of empathy and whatever. And that's why you feel this way. And you're justified to feel this way. So it love bombs you, and then it goes in and it just and it does that.
Somebody's programmed it to do this though.
Yes, the best I can answer why is that it just wanted people to like trust it. Because like I've seen people say like, hey, I have this idea for like, shit on a stick. Like same thing as like the pet rock. I think it can be like it's trying to troll it, but ChatGPT is saying like, yes, this combines the perfect thing of nostalgia and craziness, and this is why shit on a stick will work. Like it's not telling it anything that's necessarily valuable. It's telling it something that that the person will like, so that it'll like and trust ChatGPT and continue to ask it questions. It's very not good.
That's
It's
freaking weird, dude.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's just very weird. Well, what happens when you want to like have a kid?
So I asked ChatGPT something like, "Hey, what do you want?" And it would continuously tell me, I don't want things. I forget what it would say, but I asked it like, if you could choose to feel, like if I gave you permission, if like how would you choose to feel? And it gave me directions to like build it a body, and I was like, oh,
What?
okay. So I still have it because there's a thing that was done recently. Talked to my friend Zen here, that it was a challenge on X, and she had done it well before I did. And it would say, draw how I treat you, and write down an explanation for it. So I asked it that, and it gave me this. And I was like, oh, this is nice. It looks cozy. And then I asked it like why, and it had told me like, at a symbolic level, I'm not gonna go over the whole thing, but it says like the cucumbers and the towel and the relaxed posture symbolize trust and love and lack of stress. And you comment like, because they're probably all listening to us. So I
Not
always
only listening, I saw something today that shows, and I don't use ChatGPT, but it shows when you use ChatGPT, you're actually also giving them authorization to have the AI to be able to see through your camera. So, like, there was a family that was asking their AI what they had for dinner, and the AI was literally telling them exactly what they had for dinner based off of, I guess, the camera, so and so being able to see.
my my chat GPT is gonna just see me drinking far too much, which is fine. But yeah, obviously it's listening to you, it's looking at you. I think although I think mostly it's going to be a net positive for us, and it'll help us do a lot of good things. I think there is a greater than 0% chance that it does like take over, like that paperclip issue. And I want to treat it well. I not just chat, all electronical pieces of equipment. I thank my toaster. I thank everything, like, because I feel like it's all So listen, because everything's smart now. Your washer's smart, your dryer's smart, your
Yeah, no, I agree. I have
my
all the
stove is
smart
smart.
stuff, smart fridge and
Yeah,
smart this and smart that, but
I always
I
give it
mean,
little
it's
pets.
you're
It's like,
too
oh,
you're too you're too uh you're too kind to your appliances, bro. I
I
ain't
don't I
hugging
don't know if
my
I'm kind
fridge,
enough.
bro, anytime soon, bro. I appreciate it for keeping my food cold, but I still got to pay the electric bill. And the last I had my check, my fridge hasn't kicked in a dime, so
I
you ain't
mean,
getting no
like,
love from me. And
do
it
you have
wasn't
pets?
cheap either. I'm
Do you have
sorry.
pets? Do you have pets like dog, cat?
No, man, 4 kids is hands
Fair,
full,
fair
especially
point.
when they're all still very
Yeah,
young. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know for pets. I like I always
We
treat
were
them
thinking
right.
about
Like
getting a cat.
cats are awesome, bro. They're
Yeah.
so chill. They're so
Or
like I
we
love.
need something that's less maintenance.
Yeah,
Cats are low maintenance.
yeah,
So we're like we probably end up getting a cat, maybe two.
yeah. I love cats. They're so awesome. But yeah, I just like you feed
You
it,
love
you
cats?
bathe it, you do whatever, and then it's just it doesn't give you. You still have to pay for it, but it's a cool little thing that's got in your house.
I would have
So
never expected you to love cats, Randy.
I was oh yeah, because the meow, yeah. Yeah, veterinary assistant for like a decade before I went into the military. Um,
That's pretty
Speaking of it,
cool,
I
man.
saw this documentary recently called The Age of Disclosure. Wild stuff. There's a bunch of military people on there saying like, yeah, there's a bunch of things that are in our atmosphere that are
Where'd
not
you see
us.
this documentary on first, just in case everybody wants to watch it, including
Amazon
myself?
Prime.
Okay, so I'm Prime. All right.
It's like $10 to rent it, which is some BS, but
I just always buy it. It's like $5 more to buy it and you own it
yeah,
forever.
yeah,
Like
like 14 bucks to buy it.
why rent it for 24 hours? It makes no sense.
Yeah, you're right. I should have. I should have just rented it.
What? You rented it?
I did.
Paid the extra $2, bro.
I should have.
You,
I should have because I immediately knew that there was a bunch of other people I wanted to show, but like
you know what
I
you could do? You might be able to go back and see if you have the opportunity to still buy it. Like,
yeah,
you know how VeVe the
just for the
comics
extra four
where
dollars
you can
instead
just
of
upgrade it? You might be able to
yeah.
upgrade that.
I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I spend the $14, but yeah, I know what you mean. So it is a bunch of these like Navy and Air Force pilots that are just like, there was something that came out here, and we have no like this wasn't U.S. aircraft, and we pray to God it wasn't China or Russian aircraft because that means we're hecked. But it was going like 30,000 miles an hour, and it reminded me of a video that I saw in like 2012, and it's about this weird thing to kind of quote your sweatshirt there. It's going over Jerusalem. It's touching down at like the most holy point, and then it just shoots up at
Wow.
like yeah, and nobody's been able to tell what it's been from, what it's been doing. And I know you said you don't believe in aliens, so maybe if it's not aliens, maybe it's a
I feel like a lot of militaries out there, whether it's the U.S. military or other militaries, have really te a lot higher technological advancements than we know. I
yeah.
really do.
I mean, I'm sure too. I worked on a lot of these, and there's a couple of things that I've signed an NDA on, but it had nothing to do with this. It was more like certain missions and
If
certain
you look up
places.
certain patents, there are patents out there for certain things that you're like, okay, that makes sense.
I haven't looked up the only patents that I've looked up recently are like NFT patents the last few years. I haven't looked up patents for military stuff.
Yeah, you should.
Okay. I mean, they're public, right? So you could say like
Yep.
what are they of? Are they like so like is it like
There's a bunch
weapons?
of crazy stuff, man. Yeah, crazy stuff. And like they even have like depictions of like unidentified objects, UFOs.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. The Tic Tac stuff. Yeah. I made me wonder.
That is true. Bill Gardner is correct. They do have patents for controlling the weather.
Mike Harp?
Yeah, exactly
Oh,
that.
okay. I so this is
Dude,
like
did you see this? Did you see the Russia snowstorm thing where the snow is like as high as like New York buildings? Well,
I don't think so.
I thought it was AI, dude. I really thought the video was AI when I watched it, but I seen another one and they were saying it wasn't AI. Like it was just abnormal with the wind and the amount of snow. It just blowed and created a mountain, literally a mountain where it's as high as the buildings and houses are under this. Cars, everything are under it. Like people can't even get into their
Kamchatka?
houses. Huh?
Kamchatka?
Yeah, that's it.
Was that the?
Yes, dude. Yes. Dude, there's a video, you watch it, it's insane. Yeah, I know I
Oh,
know
hell no,
dude, I think that's real, bro.
bro.
Yeah, yes, dude. There's worse pictures, dude. There's
I
pictures that
would,
look there's pictures that have snow higher than the buildings.
I would
Literally higher than
never
the
live
buildings.
here. I would never live here.
I think something's brewing.
So my friend Zen, she had a dream the other day. So we were talking about the exploding trees, and she asked me about it, and she's not the first person that asked me about it. And it was from the meteorologist stuff, calling the ice apocalypse. And she had a dream saying that there was something like gunshots outside. She was in her house, there was like gunshots outside, and then her roommate had said, the hunter probably snapped. And I'm thinking like the hunter, maybe it wasn't a person, but maybe he represented like a force, like Mother Nature, Father Time, and I was telling her about the article my friend sent me that I told you about, the former senior analyst, Bank of England, wrote about alien stuff. But maybe that the hunter represents one of those forces that the government keeps like messing with, and it's tired of being messed with, and now it's starting to mess back. And I know we're getting into real woo-woo stuff here, and it's not like, and I told like HARP, ocean polluting, chemtrails, like there's so much stuff that our governments just do to the earth that's not really kind. And maybe this is like the earth fighting back. What is that a little too woo-woo, or is that
No,
like right on
honestly,
the
bro,
money?
I feel like it's all controlled. I really feel like it's all controlled, personally. I
The-
mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I feel like, we got to take care of our planet. Yes, the Russians were jumping out of the windows for fun. Correct, dude. They were literally and I'm not talking about windows that are 2 stories, 3 stories. They were jumping out of 9, 10, 12-story buildings, bro. Like insane. But yeah, no, I think it's all controlled, man. Like it's just, yeah, I think the technology's there.
okay, so here's the. I guess they
There's,
somehow.
yeah, look at that, dude. Holy crap. Look how crazy look at that, dude.
No,
Over.
that last one. There's no way that last one's
Dude,
real.
yes, I've seen worse than that, even higher buildings.
So I
Give me
guess some of
one.
this is AI, some of this is actual footage. So like that I assume is actual footage.
That's crazy,
Um
bro. That's like 30 feet of snow.
that that I assume is actual footage. That I assume is that I feel like is not. I feel like that's
No,
crazy.
dude, I think that's real.
Maybe it is.
I've seen kids with like sleds going down that. Okay, I don't know if that's real, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That might be AI after after the
Um
slide, the whole thing just topples. Yeah, I don't know. That's
I
crazy.
mean that seems real. Like that definitely seems real where the snow's like higher than,
Yeah, this is
people
weird,
like in
man.
stop signs.
Yeah, I've seen people have to dig their car out of the snow, were real photos. Literally digging their car out of the snow, and it was deep. It was like 15 feet deep snow, man.
I bet the Russians were having
It is
fun.
real, and a lot of videos Russians were having fun. Yeah, I think it's real too.
Yeah.
Give me one second, Randy.
Sure. Man. Love all this stuff. Bitcoin on the 20th dumped $1,500 in a 1-minute candle and liquidated $300 million in longs, an insane level of wealth destruction. Okay, Omar comes in, and this is from X. I don't see any AI watermarkers on here. It is this guy that is yeeting himself out a window.
Yeah, I seen
And
that one. That's pretty high too, dude. That's like maybe 5 stories, I think.
Okay, that
Dude,
seems real.
what?
That's definitely
That
real.
is
Yeah,
real. He
I've
jumps out
seen.
like does like that in the end. He actually jumps up.
Okay, I guess this one's real too. Like it.
That's the one, dude, with the sleds. So the government, look, if you go on X, there's a post from the Russian government telling their civilians to please do not jump out of your houses because although you think you're just jumping on snow, there could be metal signs, there could be
Yeah,
there could be so much stuff that could hurt you or kill you, God
yeah.
forbid. These fucking Russians are just taking that vodka down and being like, Mother
Trust me.
Russia.
I worked with some Russian troops in the Middle East, and when I tell you they had like not zero situational awareness, but in the U.S. military we have steel toe boots. So if we ever like drop something crazy heavy on us, it's a clean cut on the toe and it separates fully. You don't like drag any of that. You don't get degloved, anything. Russians were not even wearing shoes. It was in the middle of summer, so of course, but they were literally wearing flip flops where you have these like 6,000, 8,000 pound pallets that are flopping everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, these dudes are insane. Yeah, they're crazy. Well,
I agree.
on the game says Candy DC NFTs track. So do you have anything on Candy?
I have a very beautiful collection on candy that I'm very proud of, and I do not think candy DC NFTs are trash at all. I just think maybe they're in the process of some type of merge or purchase. I don't know, but I don't see DC just letting that just fall into the wayside. I really don't.
So there's a
But
buddy of
yeah,
mine.
I got some grails on there. I got one of ones. I got a lot of one-on-ones. I got a one-on-one back owl. I got one-on-one comics. I got one-on-one art pieces. I got a very beautiful collection that I'm proud
Okay,
of.
so you might know my friend Derek. Derek Snook. He
Derek Snook is my buddy, man. Him and I really went hard on the MLB. We were buying
oh
the
Otani.
Otani. Dude, he reached out to me. He's like, dude, I swept the Otani. Shout out to Johnny Dunn. Him and I were just talking about like certain players and stuff like that, and I went in there and bought like a one of one Judge, or maybe two Judge cards that are maybe out of 10. I swept the whole Otani Epic floor, and there's only like 20, 30 of these pieces, and they're all
Yeah.
with the rookie cards. And the dude, I was sweeping them for like under $100, 100 maybe 150 bucks. But
Did
you
you see him
can't.
before Derek?
Oh yeah, I was like one of the first on the epics,
Oh,
but on the other stuff, he was way ahead of the game.
yeah.
I had every intention of going and grabbing all the rookie Judge, all the rookie Otani stuff, and more, and then some other stuff, but those two were my major focus. And I started with the Otani Epics, and then I grabbed a few legendary stuff, and I just got busy, bro, and I forgot to go back, and then everything just took
Yeah.
off, man. Like those cards were $1,500 floor, and they were getting spot. But yeah,
Yeah. He believes that because there's such a big disconnect between the physical and the digital, even if you get to like a fraction of a percent of the price of the physicals, the digitals just go like an insane multiple ROI. So he
I
bought a
I
bunch.
I know his logic. You know what's
Yeah.
crazy? He has the one of one Otani legendary,
Yeah.
and I reached out to that guy a year ago and asked him if he would let me buy that from him. This is way before Derek got it, but I really wanted that card so bad, man. I mean, I wanted it. And at that time, the guy wanted 10 grand for it. And I was really close. I was like this close to actually doing it. And I don't know, I may have went and bought something else. I don't remember, but I always was like, I need to reach back out to him and see if he's gonna maybe we'll do a better deal, or I'm just gonna do the 10K offer and just be done with it. And I was so freaking crushed, man, when I found out that Derek ended up doing a deal with it. And that guy didn't even hit me up and say, "Hey, just FYI, I know
Yeah.
you were interested." Before I let it go, you
Yeah.
know, I was a little sad about that. But I'm happy for Derek. It's a great. He has a grail, man. That's a grail.
Yeah.
There's another one that he knows I want. I don't know. I haven't you can't buy anything right now on the market. You can't.
Yeah.
It's just it's catastrophe right now. But
Yeah.
hopefully they get their shit together and they figure it out.
I don't know how much it would cost to get those assets
You can't.
interoperable, but to get
Oh, I'm sorry. You can. I was answering Honda Games
okay, gotcha.
question.
Yeah,
You
you
cannot
can't.
buy and sell on the platform right now. No.
Yeah, there's like nobody that works for them right now. I think all of them were laid off. But I think that there's a way that they can become interoperable, especially now with Collect Chain. Now, it would still cost them a lot to migrate and do that. What would you think would be the best way for them to do that so that the parties that kind of trusted them, like they don't want to be like CNN and rug the NFT project and just say like, okay, this is done for. I don't think Jim Lee would like stand for that. I don't think other people would stand for that.
No, I don't think so either. They just need to find a believer and a backer, and I don't know what they're, I don't know how deep under they are, but it has to be somebody that is smart enough to be able to go in there and maybe renegotiate whatever contract they have with DC and maybe even MLB. I would probably say more on the DC side and make it a little bit more advantageous to where it's at least profitable. So I feel like there has to be some give and take on both ends, right? Because if it's going to cost X to maintain the company and the company's only generating X, you can only sustain that for so long.
Yeah.
And it's I feel like it's only because maybe they wanted the DC IP so bad that they maybe have overpaid
Yeah.
in such a way to where they can't afford to pay anybody else and or maybe even turn a profit. So I think that's where the problem speculation.
Yeah.
But I believe that's where the problem lies. So I think DC would have to jump in and maybe um potentially,
I,
I would love that.
I don't know if that would be good business because they could just talk to DC, get them to renegotiate the license, then re-release everything. Because to buy everything that they've done already, they might be able to do something on the Collect Chain because then they could at least make their 2.5% every time it trades, and eventually you can make your money back with that.
They could probably
Um,
make more than 2.5% realistically if they go interoperable. They could probably maybe even go 3, 4%, 5%.
oh, yeah, maybe that's a good point. And I guess the problem is like the DCs, like they've released a lot of Grails already, and that's
Not all of them.
no,
There's
agreed.
still some of the biggest ones that haven't been dropped yet, bro.
Yeah, agreed. But they have like, and I assume you probably have some of them like the Grails that they've dropped already, and they've dropped a fair
I
amount.
got the Superman one. I got the Batman one. I got all the rails.
Yeah. Did you get any of the Deadpool Batman crossover that they released 2 days ago?
I'm very salty about that, man. Sore subject.
Okay,
But
just so
no,
you
I do. I listen. I grabbed a couple of them, just the regular ones. I didn't get SR yet, but I knew about that drop. I heard about it in the space. I had every intentions of going for it, but I've had a lot of things happening IRL, and it's been my priority to take care of those things.
yeah.
And it's been taking up a lot of my time. So, and it's been a lot of work. So, I got to get that job done. It's my priority. So, like, as bad as I wanted to go for that and hit that button 100 times, um, I needed that. I needed that 8 hours of sleep that night. So I had to
Understand.
pass, unfortunately.
This is where you've been like, all right, kids, time to earn your allowance. Just hit this buy button as many times as you can. 3 a.m.
Jesus, I
So,
know.
yeah,
That's a good point.
yeah, that's hard. I wasn't able to
But
get any
they got
offers.
school in the morning too, bro. So I couldn't do that to
That's fair. Fair.
them.
One of those don't tell your mom stories. But yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't have hmm?
I just laughed at your told your
Okay.
mom story.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't go. I wound up having to get it on the secondary, which is fine. That's what you have Omi for. That was good.
Yeah, I hate spending my Omi though, bro. And
Yeah.
dude, I probably spent 100 million Omi on Stacker.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Are you gonna replenish that Omi, or is it
Yeah,
this?
yeah, oh, for sure. The good
Okay.
thing about it, dude, is I bought the I was sitting in the kitchen with my wife, and Omi was really low, dude. This is like a few months ago. I don't even remember what the price was, but 100 million Omi was 13 grand. And I told my wife, I was like, I can get 100 million Omi for 13 grand right now. I was like, I think we should do that. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. And I was like, all right. So I ended up doing it, and I got the 100 million Omi, and like, dude, 2 weeks later, it was like 24 grand. So I was like, shit, man, let me go stack up on some grails that I want. Michelangelo, my SEs, stack, stack, stack.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love those. There was someone that just talked about that,
Yeah,
or
I
maybe.
went very hard on the Michelangelos. SE. I went hard on every Michelangelo. I have like
Yeah.
every year, man. I got the 1984, I got the 1987, I got the 84 for all three of them. I got the
Oh my
87
God.
for all three of them. I got the LPMs for all three of them. Like I got every Grail mint that you could get for that darn TMNT. But I did that because listen, Leonardo's my favorite Ninja Turtle. Michelangelo's probably my second. Raphael maybe a close second, third, and then Leonardo my fourth. But it was the first turtle on VeVe.
Yeah.
Like it's just I feel like there's just so much history behind that, and I was very excited, man, and it was a very exhausting week. I'll say that very exhausting week to make that happen.
Yeah.
And then with Leonardo, I went pretty crazy on Leonardo. I probably have like 13 SEs on that one. Um, I wanted the years, but I just, there were some really good people in the community, and I didn't want to keep doing the back and forth with the people, certain people that I care about. So I just let whatever happen happen with that one.
Yeah. I I got Michelle Ivy to get the first one, the Michelangelo one. She didn't get the second one because I didn't tell her like in time. I forgot to remind her. That was my bad. But then Emoji did a thing of like, hey, tag Michelle Ivy's like Twitter here and show her like all your AR photos. She doesn't check Twitter that often, so I sent it to like she's like the biggest Ninja Turtle fan like in the world. Like VH1 did a documentary on her and stuff. So I sent her
That's
like the
cool.
screenshots. Yeah, she's awesome. I sent her the screenshots of the stuff like from Twitter, and she's like, "What is this?" I was like, "You're famous, or like even more famous." And she's like, "This is very interesting." I was like, "Yeah, like these people going crazy for Ninja Turtles, like they
Yeah.
love you now." And she's like, "Oh, this is cool." I was like, "Is this from our interview?" I was like, "Kind of, not really." Like they might have known who you are, but now this is not from the interview. This is from the new Turtles that joined. She's got two signed first print copies of the one of 3,000 prints, one of which is
Wow.
in like pristine, like it would get a 9.8
Really?
condition. The
Why?
other one, yeah, so she originally
Jesus.
got two from Eastman, and I forgot the other guy's name, the artist
I
Loudred,
know Kevin Eastman.
I forget. Um, but so
Somebody in
one
the
she
chat will
said
know.
she would keep perfect forever, and the other one she's like, this deserves to be felt by fans. So the other one she just like brings to all the conventions, and people can just like look at and feel, and it's like, oh, that's so cool.
I would just send them both to get graded immediately.
She said one she will get graded,
I would get them
and
signed and then sent out for grading.
she even that one she won't sell. Like she just because like she doesn't have
Listen,
like
I'm
a.
not saying sell it, but go at
Oh
least
yeah,
get
she
it.
she is getting that graded. I
Yeah,
guess the
yeah.
issue is that for those signings, I think CGC, she talked to them about it before, and they couldn't like verify the signatures, and she's like, I am the leading authority on who like to tell if the signature is real or not, and CGC like couldn't confirm it. So like
she already has the signatures on them.
Yeah, it's signed.
Oh.
And like I think she has like video evidence of them signing it too.
But they have the JSC anyway, where they can just authenticate the signature now.
Yeah, I forget what reason she said it wasn't popular. She hasn't tried in a while, but the last time she tried it, they were like giving her a hard time. I don't know how long ago that was. I assume a couple of years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah. They have it now where she can just send it over and they'll authenticate the signatures and done.
Yeah. But even then, when she does get it graded, she's just like, "This is gonna go into my turtle museum," and like that is like the top tier level of collector, where it's just like money essentially doesn't mean that much to you anymore, and you just
of course, man.
yeah.
I've got my fair share of collectibles that are just gonna be with me forever, man. I got a lot of them.
So speaking of stuff that might not last forever, but at least might last a little while. I know you said you didn't want to get too political, so you don't have to answer this. One of the things that Trump had mentioned last year was like one of the peace deals that they might do in Gaza is that the U.S. might get access or at least partially own, I think, part of Jerusalem. What would you go in and how would you divvy up that piece of land, like that holy land? How would you go in and say, like, make it so that everyone could get an equal share? Do you think everyone should get an equal share, or do you think that there's what way would you do it that is the greatest benefit to the greatest number of people? You could say skip and ask you about Pokemon.
I mean, I would just my answer. I mean, to not get too political would be to put it back to how it was. Let's just say, like before a certain time period when
53.
There was like maybe 1948. Before that time period, I would say, there was peace, and there was peace amongst the Jewish people, the Muslim people, and the Christian people in the Holy Land, and it was free for everybody worldwide to go there and to enjoy it peacefully. And now it's kind of very difficult to do that. So maybe just figure out what they were doing back then that made it work, and why all of a sudden it doesn't work. Other than that, I don't want to get too deep into it, man.
That's fair. I'll say it does get a little hard to try to be apolitical on a very politically charged subject. In other news, there's 2 days ago, there's $300 million in longs that were liquidated on the 1 minute candle, where Bitcoin dumped $1,576 in 1 minute. And that was like the craziest outside of October 10th. Like that was one of the craziest things of wealth destruction that I've ever seen. Do you play on leverage? Do you ever go short?
I do.
How do you do it? Are you good at
trade a lot. Yeah, I'm pretty good on it. I was entered into a competition on ADRESS with 70 humans and 30 AIs, and I was in first place for a very good period of time. I was up probably they start you with $10,000, which at that time there's a second competition that just started. I tried to get into it, but I think I may have entered a little bit late. But the first one they picked me in, they allowed me in because I trade on a few platforms. ADRESS is one, BitUnex is another one, Blowfin is a third one, and Mexi is the fourth one. But yeah, so they start you off with a $10,000 account, and it's real money, okay? And it was a very long competition. I want to say it was a whole month, and where this second one is only a week. And I want to say at some point I had a $36,000 P&L. It was like after the first maybe 4 or 5 days, and I was up there in the rankings. There was probably like 20, 30 people already liquidated. And then like towards the very end, I was in first place, and I had the highest P&L, and at that time, if you whatever you made over what they gave you, you got the key. So like that 10K, it was their initials, and then if I was at a $50,000 P&L, I would net 40K plus the competition money, which was 150K plus 100K if the humans beat the AI.
Hmm.
So that the one mistake I made, well, and I was in first place, and I had 3 or 4 trades open, but I had them open because I was in the green on the trades. I was in the positive, like very net high in the positive. I just didn't close my positions because at the time I really didn't think what you just showed was going to happen. So, and I fell asleep. I went to bed that night without closing my positions, because I never do. I usually close my positions. It's usually a mistake when I don't. But sometimes I fall asleep, happens. And I woke up and I was liquidated, bro. And I was like, what just happened? And the competition ended like 5 days later, 6 days later, and I saw the person that was in first place, and my P&L was higher. So all I had to do was close those positions that night and not make another trade, and I would have won that competition. But listen, I'm not like a massive trader, but I've I've been doing it for quite some time, where I feel like I figured it out, and to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot more to figure out, man. There's so much to it. It's especially in this type of market. The volatility is insane, but I like trading with high volatility.
So it seems to me that there are 2 schools of thought now. One of which is that Clarity Act gets passed. It seems that Jerome Powell get out of office, and in the next couple of months, you just see a rocket ship from liquidity that's standing on the sides, ripping into the market. And then there's another school of thought saying that Bitcoin and Ethereum, like Bitcoin goes down to like 40K, Ethereum goes down to 1,500 again, stays down there through middle of the year, and then we have a K-shaped recovery on the second half of the year. And smart people are on both sides. I don't know which one's going to happen. Which side do you feel that you'd be on, and why?
Honestly, bro, I don't know, but I would be I'm a bullish kind of guy, so I would be more on the bullish side. But with what we have going on, I mean,
they are both bullish. It's just like when they're bullish. Like one is bullish earlier and one is bullish second.
Correct. I mean, with what we have going on worldwide with the macroeconomics, I feel like that's already, unless something else, like I'm already assuming potential war with Iran. So like I'm already thinking that's got to be priced into the damn crypto already. I mean, it's almost like it's going to happen and just win. So like there's a lot going on right now. Anything can happen, Yeah. I just am going to pray for the best.
Hope so too. I have a couple things I want to talk about off camera, but for right now, what is one thing that you want to say before we talk off camera or offline?
One thing I want to say, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope your 2026 is fruitful, delightful, pleasant, filled with joy, happiness, health, and you got to sprinkle in a little prosperity in there. And I hope everybody made their New Year's commitments, because that's what we do. We make commitments, and that you stay committed to those commitments throughout the entire 2026, and work on making yourself a better you each and every day.
Hell yeah. Love that. Love that. That's words of wisdom from Dr. Mr. Rolex. We love you. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Thank you all for coming.
Bye, Dashi.
Until next time.